That's right.
Yes, I am going to come out with merch. What? Yes. Shooting more threes next year. I'm going to be shooting from half court. As soon as I step across half court, the shot's going up. Like, I'm rebounding, and they better clear the way. I'm calling ISO from the rebound. I am going to be doing commentating again.
Right.
Hey, we're not talking about parlays here. The season's over, okay? Come back another time.
Unrivaled.
Will you play Unrivaled? That's a great question.
Leilani did.
Did you just hear what Aaliyah Boston said on Instagram Live? She dropped a bomb about the Unrivaled League that's got everyone talking. Boston hinted she might team up with Caitlyn Clark in this new 3-on-3 league, and it's blowing people's minds. But here's the crazy part. Boston didn't actually confirm anything. She just said she's trying to figure out what to do this offseason. That's insane. Is she really thinking about leaving the WNBA for Unrivaled? You won't believe what this could mean for women's basketball. All right, let's dive into what went down on Aaliyah Boston's Instagram Live. This wasn't just any ordinary stream. Boston dropped some serious hints about her future that had fans going wild. She's been absolutely crushing it in the WNBA, right? But now she's talking about figuring out what to do this offseason. That's got everyone wondering, is she thinking about making a big move? The comments section was blowing up with people asking if she's joining Unrivaled with Caitlyn Clark. I mean, can you imagine those two teaming up? It would be absolutely insane. But here's the thing, Boston didn't give a straight answer. She just flashed that smile of hers and said, "That's a great question. Talk about keeping us on our toes." Let's break down what Boston actually said during the live stream. She mentioned something about shooting from half court next season. Is that a hint about joining Unrivaled? In the WNBA, you don't see a lot of half court shots, but in a 3-on-3 format like Unrivaled, that could be a game changer. Boston's got the skills to pull it off, and it would be wild to see her launching from downtown more often. The chat was going crazy, trying to get more info out of Boston. People were asking about her plans, left and right, but she kept dodging those questions like a pro. It's like she was playing defense against her own fans. Every time someone tried to pin her down on her future plans, she'd just smile and change the subject. Classic Boston move, right? So here's where we're at. We don't have a clear answer about what Boston's planning, but it's obvious she's got something up her sleeve. She's not just thinking about another regular WNBA season. There's definitely more to this story, and Boston's keeping her cards close to her chest. You won't believe what happened next, though. Someone in the chat straight up asked about her WNBA contract. Now, we all know WNBA players don't make nearly as much as they deserve, especially compared to what Unrival's reportedly offering. Boston's reaction to that question, it was priceless. She raised an eyebrow and said, "Well, that's another great question. Come on, Aaliyah, you're killing us with the suspense." Boston's eyebrow raise might have been more telling than we thought. There's a new player in town that's got everyone from rookies to veterans doing a double take. What could make a WNBA star even consider jumping ship? 2 words, game-changing offer. Let's talk about Unrivaled and why it's got the basketball world buzzing. This isn't just another league popping up out of nowhere. The WNBA's been the big name in women's basketball for years, but Unrivaled, they're coming in hot and shaking things up in a major way. Here's what's wild. Unrivaled's not just offering good money, they're talking about the highest average salary in women's sports, period. We're talking serious cash here, way more than what most WNBA players are pulling in. It's the kind of offer that makes you sit up and take notice, even if you're already at the top of your game. But hold up, it's not just about the Benjamins. Unrivaled's got this crazy 3-on-3 full court format that's turning heads. Imagine Boston playing in that setup. More space to work with, more action, and way more chances for her to show off those skills we all know she's got. It's like they took regular basketball and cranked it up to 11. Picture this. Boston's out there on a court that's 2/3 the size of what she's used to. It's not just a smaller space, it's a whole new game. With only 3 players on each team, every move counts. Every pass, every shot, every defensive play, it's all amplified. And Boston, she'd be right in the middle of it all with more room to dominate than ever before. Brianna Stewart, one of Unrival's co-founders, is hyped about what this format could mean. She's talking about how it's going to let players really show what they can do night after night. The skill set that you're going to be able to see is going to be so fun, Stewart said. she's not wrong. This setup could be a game changer for how we watch and enjoy women's basketball. But Unrivaled isn't just shaking things up on the court. They're talking about equity, making sure every player has a stake in the league's success. It's not just about playing the game, it's about being part of something bigger. For stars like Boston, that could be a major draw. It's not just a paycheck, it's a chance to help shape the future of women's basketball. As if Boston's potential move wasn't earth-shattering enough, there's another plot twist brewing. Caitlyn Clark, fresh off a massive TNT deal, is now in Unrival's crosshairs. But with Clark's recent statement about sitting out the offseason, will Boston's decision be the domino that changes everything? Let's talk about Caitlyn Clark for a second. This girl is on fire. She's not just any college player, she's the face of women's basketball right now. And you know what? Unrivaled wants her bad, like really bad. Neftali Diggs, one of Unrival's founders, didn't even try to play it cool. He straight up said they want Clark in the league. Can you imagine the hype if they actually got her? Now, here's where it gets juicy. Clark and Boston used to be college rivals. They were the ones everyone watched when their teams faced off. But now, there's a chance they could be on the same team in a 3-on-3 format. That's insane. Think about it. Clark's long-range bombs and Boston's dominance in the paint is like a basketball dream team. But hold up, there's a catch. Clark's got this massive TNT sports deal. It's huge. We're talking game-changing money and exposure. So why would she even think about Unrivaled? Well, that's where things get interesting. Unrivaled isn't just offering cash, they're offering a whole new way to play. And for a player like Clark who lives to innovate on the court, that could be tempting. Here's the thing though, Clark said she's not doing off-season basketball. She wants to rest, train, focus on her game. But what if Boston decides to jump ship? That could change everything. Suddenly, Clark might be looking at Unrivaled and thinking, wait a minute, if Aliyah's in, maybe I should reconsider. You know what makes this even crazier? The WNBA isn't just sitting back and watching this all go down. They're making moves too, but we'll get to that in a second. Right now, all eyes are on Clark and Boston. These two could reshape women's basketball as we know it. And trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. Remember how I said the WNBA was making moves? Well, they're not just making moves, they're rewriting the playbook. But here's the million-dollar question. In this high-stakes game of basketball chess, who's really calling the shots? The players or the league? The WNBA's feeling the heat, and they're not about to let Unrivaled steal their thunder without a fight. They've been the top dogs in women's basketball for years, but now they're facing some serious competition. And you know what? It's got them scrambling to keep their stars happy. Here's the deal. There's talk of a strike coming up. Yeah, you heard that right. The players are demanding better pay and conditions, and they're not backing down. It's like a ticking time bomb, and the WNBA knows it. The opt-out date is November 1st, and that's right around the corner. Can you imagine if the league's biggest names decided to walk away? It would be chaos. So what's the WNBA doing about it? They're not just sitting on their hands, that's for sure. They're trying to keep their stars happy by offering new deals and more exposure. But is it enough? I mean, Boston and Clark could make way more in Unrivaled. We're talking serious cash here, and that's hard to ignore. The WNBA's in a tough spot. They need to step up their game or they risk losing their biggest names. It's like they're playing defense against their own players, trying to block them from jumping ship to Unrivaled. But here's the thing, the players hold all the cards right now. They know their worth and they're not afraid to ask for it. You want to know what's really wild? The WNBA is scrambling to put together some last-minute offers. We're talking bigger contracts, more media coverage, maybe even some ownership stakes. They're pulling out all the stops to keep their stars. But will it be enough to compete with Unrival's game-changing offer? It all comes down to what Boston and Clark decide. These two aren't just any players. They're the future of women's basketball. If they jump ship to Unrivaled, it could start a domino effect. Other stars might follow, and suddenly the WNBA is looking at a whole new ball game.